Good morning, Ms. Dalla. We are from the 11th team of XC. My name is Lovely, number 11.
My name is Alya, number 23.
My name is Orlando, number 31.
And then also for our opponents, we have...
What? You do it.
I'm Jason from 10G.
I'm Michelia from XC, I guess.
And I'm Kinan from XE.
Good morning, everyone. In today's debate, we will be talking about the topic that smoking should be banned in all public places. On the right side here, we have the affirmative team, and on the left side, we have the negative team. So let's start today's debate, starting from the first speaker of the affirmative team. Time is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Orlando. I am the first speaker of the affirmative with today's motion, being smoking should be banned in all public places. As the affirmative team, we agree with this motion. But before I talk about that, I will introduce my team and the motion. Our team consists of me, Orlando, as the first speaker, Lovely as the second speaker and the reply speaker, and Alya as the third speaker. Now I will talk about the definition of the motion. According to Oxford Dictionary, smoking is defined as the action of habit of inhaling and exhaling smoke of tobacco by sucking on the end of a little cigar, cigarette, pipe, and etc. Meanwhile, a public space is a space that is open and accessible to the general public, like roads, pavements, public squares, parks, and beaches, as typical considered public space. We agree with this motion that smoking should be banned in public places because it could cause harm to smokers and non-smokers. The first argument I will be talking about is secondhand smoke exposure. According to Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, people who do not smoke who are exposed to second-hand smoke, even for a short time, can suffer harmful health effects. In adults who do not smoke, second-hand smoke exposure can cause coronary heart diseases, strokes, lung cancer, respiratory infections, and COPD. Exposure to cigarette smoke in public places puts non-smokers at an elevated risk of developing these health problems. Also, children, pregnant women, and individuals with pre-existing health conditions are more susceptible to the harmful effects of secondhand smoke. This means that allowing smoke in public will cause harm to other people's health, especially people who have health conditions. And according to the American Lung Association, secondhand smoke causes approximately 7,330 deaths for lung cancer and 33,950 deaths for heart diseases each year. So in conclusion, we agree that smoking in public should be banned because it causes health risks and deaths, even within non-smokers. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Jason from the negative team. The topic for today is smoking should be banned from all public spaces. As the negative team, we disagree with the topic. But first, let me introduce our team. The negative team consists of me, Jason, as the first speaker, Kinan as the second, and Michelia as the third speaker. We agree with the definition mentioned by the affirmative team and would not like to add anything else. Now I would like to rebut the first speaker's argument. The first speaker from the opposing team said that smoking in public causes health risks and deaths. Firstly, a complete ban on smoking in public places may break the rules of personal freedoms. Instead of a ban, we could just make more smoking areas to find a balance between protecting non-smokers and respecting individual choices. As for my argument, we need to consider the impact on social interactions. Public spaces often serve as venues for people to socialize. A complete ban on smoking might limit social interactions for smokers, potentially leading to isolation and negatively affecting mental health. A more strict policy could better preserve social dynamics whilst addressing health concerns. In conclusion, we disagree with the topic because we should consider personal freedoms and the social aspects of public places. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Lovely, and I am the second speaker of the affirmative team. Today, I would like to rebut on the first speaker as the negative team, as well as state a few of my own arguments. Starting off, the first speaker of the opposite team stated that we could just make more smoking areas to consider freedom and social activities. While I appreciate them for suggesting a solution, this solution cannot guarantee 100% that these harmful risks won't occur. Even if we make more smoking areas, the smoke could still travel through the air and go near people who are outdoors. For example, if we make a smoking area at a restaurant and place it on the balcony or the outdoor area, some people who are near the restaurant could still have a chance of inhaling the smoke. Also, yes, smoking is allowed because of personal freedom, but health and safety rights and policies still do exist. So it is unfair if the smokers have rights to protect their choices, but the secondhand smokers, aka the non-smokers, don't. They don't get to choose if they want to inhale other people's smoke or not, but the smokers have the choice of not putting these risks on other people. If these people do need to socialize while smoking, then they could simply choose an area which is designated for smoking so that non-smokers could keep themselves out of these areas and protect people's health. Now, my argument is that smoking in public could cause fire hazards. Smoking involves lighting up a cigarette with a lighter or match, which means that there could be fire hazards both during lighting up the cigarette and while the cigarette is lit. So, if something unexpected happens or the cigarette isn't used or disposed of correctly, the risk of starting a fire is very high. According to Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue, if a fire-safe cigarette is left burning in a fire in an ashtray that is piled up with butts, the contents of the ashtray can combust and begin a fire. For example, firefighters in North Vancouver shared a video of a large fire caused by a smoldering cigarette butt in July of 2023. This is evidence that these fire hazards do occur and could cause even more risk within the public. In conclusion, smoking in public should be banned because it causes harm to people around and is a dangerous fire hazard. That is all from me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kinan and I'm the second speaker of the negative team. I disagree with the previous speaker's statement. They said that cigarettes have fire hazard, and everyone knows that already. That's why ashtray exists. Most smokers already know how to turn off their cigarettes so it wouldn't start a fire. Banning smoking in public won't do much because even if it gets banned, some smokers will start smoking in private or designated place. But the fire hazard still exists. So the problem isn't the hazard, but the smoker responsibilities. Moving on, I want to mention that fact that smoking is usually used as a stress reliever and coping mechanism for those who are stressed or struggling. Banning smoking in public could drastically change some people's life and possibly ruin their already bad mental health state. According to ScienceDirect.com, smokers with symptoms of social anxiety often report smoking as a way to cope with negative effects. So, if we ban smoking in public place, some smokers might lose their comfort coping mechanism, and this could lead to health risk and death as well. So, if both alternatives still lead to health risk and death, then we shouldn't ban it at all. So, in conclusion, We disagree with the topic because smoking is often used as a stress relief and coping mechanism. So, by taking this freedom away, some people's mental health could decline and lead to mental health problems and possible deaths. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Alya from the affirmative team. As the third speaker, allow me to rebut the second speaker's argument. The previous speaker mentioned that fire hazard isn't the problem, but the smoker's responsibilities are. I think this isn't accurate because just having ashtrays doesn't fix the problem. What if an accident happens and a fire starts? For example, what if someone's cigarette fell on something flammable while still being lit and nobody noticed? We can always blame the people. Instead, we should fix the situation. And the way we could fix it is by banning smoking in public as a whole so we don't put innocent and vulnerable people in danger. Also, they mentioned that smoking is used as a stress relief and coping mechanism. This is true, but what we're talking about is banning smoking in public places, not smoking in general. If it is the urgent that someone needs to smoke as a stress relief, they could do it somewhere safe and far from the general public. For example, a smoking area, a pub, and an outdoor area without anyone in it, or even their own backyard. There are still many alternatives for these smokers to do their things without putting other people at risk. So, in conclusion, the other team's arguments are not accurate because there are still many solutions and alternatives to their problems. That's all from me, Alya. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I am Michelia and I am the third speaker of the negative team. I would like to rebut the opposite team's arguments. So the other team said that by banning smoking in public, people who use smoking as a stress reliever could just find a better place to smoke. While it's true that smoking can be a stress relief and coping mechanism for some individuals, limiting smoking to specific areas, as you suggested, might not be easy for everyone. For example, people in urban areas may not have access to private outdoor spaces, and designated smoking areas may not always be near to their area. In conclusion, while banning smoking in public places might seem like a straightforward solution, it's essential to consider the practicality and the potential unintended consequences. Thank you.
I'm Kinan, as the reply speaker of the negative team. I will make a conclusion on the debate and tell you why our team should win. The first speaker of the positive team talked about secondhand smoke exposure, while the first speaker of the negative team said that banning smoking in public places is against freedom rights and limits social activities. The second speaker of the positive group said that smoking in public causes fire hazard, and the second speaker of the negative group said that smoking is a stress reliever for people with mental health problems. And the third speaker of the positive team said that banning smoking in public will get rid of all risk and that smokers could smoke in safer smoking areas. The third speaker of the negative team replied that some people may not have access to these safe smoking places. Lastly, the reason why our team should win is because we always offer reasonable solution and our arguments make more sense compared to the opposition team. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lovely again, and I returned as the reply speaker. I will sum up today's debate as well as give reasons on why our team is better and why our team should win. The first speaker of our team mentioned that the secondhand smoke exposure is very dangerous and deadly, while the first speaker of the opposite team said that this ban is against personal freedom and reduces social mobility, which then our second speaker replied with the fact that everyone has rights and about the dangers of fire hazard. The second speaker of the other team said that the dangers of smoking is the smoker's fault, which is basically defending us, and added the fact that smoking is used as a coping mechanism. The third speaker of our team replied that they could do this coping mechanism somewhere safer. The third speaker of the opposite team replied that some people may not have access to safer places, even though they could just go somewhere further away from crowds and vulnerable people, like children, pregnant women, old people, sick people, and more. Now, the reason why our team is better and should win is because, one, our team used structured arguments, including source and link back, which the other team lacked of. And then we also explained our statements more clearly and specifically, considering the fact that our team's line distribution is longer than the other teams. So that is all from me, lovely. Thank you for your attention, and the debate ends here. Thank you.